Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashanti if this is your first time here. If it's not your first time here, welcome back. And y'all, today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm just going to sit down and talk with y'all really quick. I'm going to get transparent about my life, things that I've gone through specifically, and I felt like now would be a good time to do this because I do have a lot of things in the works for myself, and I don't feel like you can always understand a person's excitement about something unless you have like a little bit of background or insight about what they had to go through to get to where they are. So I guess that's what we're gonna be doing today. If this is your first time here on my channel, my name is Ashanti. I am from Texas and I'm 22 years old. I first started actively uploading on my YouTube channel back in August of 2020. I kind of wanted to start right there specifically and hit on where I was mentally and emotionally when I first started my channel. So when I first started my channel, I was literally lost. I didn't know what I was doing, what direction I was headed. I didn't really have anything in the works for myself. I didn't have anything planned for myself to finish out the year. I didn't have any goals set. So I kind of felt like I didn't really have a purpose, and that's because I didn't take the time out to set goals for myself, or I wasn't working towards anything, if that makes sense. Internally, I was kind of struggling with the feelings of guilt and failure because I had just gotten married in July of 2019, and by the time 2020 came around, I was already going through a divorce. And that was because I chose that for myself personally. So I didn't really second guess myself on deciding to do that, but it was more so the aftermath of feeling like I had to come back home and face everybody and deal with all these questions. And y'all, when you are dealing with family who is so negative and will drill you and try to make you feel like you're wrong, or like they have the answers for you in your life when they don't even have their own life figured out, it does get very frustrating. And that is literally what I was dealing with and still do deal with on a daily basis, is people feeling like they can come in and give me their criticism, because if I'm not asking you for your advice, that's exactly what it is. So dealing with people just giving their advice unasked for, criticism, and telling me what I needed to be doing with my life. Meanwhile, they still don't have their lives figured out. So that was a thing that was weighing on me mentally, was feeling like I had to prove myself when really I don't have to prove myself to anybody. I know the decisions I made. I know the reasons I made those decisions. And I'm not going to stay in an unhealthy, unhappy relationship just to present a certain image or put on this facade for anybody. Because at the end of the day, I'm the one that's having to deal with it. And I really, like, if somebody feels the need to pass judgment because of something that I'm doing with them without them even knowing the backstory, then that's really just their ignorance and it's showing. So that's kind of what I was dealing with internally, and that was for the majority of 2020. And once I started getting active on YouTube, like, it kind of made me feel like I had something to do. Like, I have tasks to knock out. I have something to do outside of Micah. This is something that I could do for myself, because I really did not have anything to do outside of being a mom. And when that's the only thing that you feel like you have in life is being a mom, is kind of like, okay, what do I have for myself? What do I do for myself? So that's kind of why I did decide to go ahead and start my YouTube channel, aside from me wanting to do it for a long time. When I look back on last year, I do know that a lot of those things were weighing on me, but I wasn't really speaking on those issues. And once I did start like coming out and talking about these things, people would look at me like, oh my God, like, you were really going through XYZ. But yeah, but I don't feel the need to bring my troubles onto anybody. I mean, venting is good sometimes, but you definitely have to pay attention to who you vent to, because I would rather be able to vent to somebody whom I know actually has my best interest rather than somebody who is just looking for the next piece of tea to go run off and tell whoever they finna call. How I was able to keep going and get through the rest of 2020 knowing that I felt those things and was dealing with those things eternally, or internally, not eternally. I just had to get set on my goals for 2021 early. So I didn't even focus or dwell on the fact that I hadn't really accomplished anything last year. I set up my goal list for this year, and I felt like that was a good choice because we're in March and I've already knocked out 3 of the 9 things on my list. So I'm going pretty good, being pretty productive with that. So just being able to look ahead and not focus on what I was going through in the moment is what got me through the rest of the year and what made me be able to keep going. So where I am now, I currently just started working a new job a few months ago. That was one of the things on my goal list, and it wasn't a job specifically, but it was just having a consistent, stable, and budgetable income. So that's one thing that I've knocked out. I just got a new car, as y'all know, because I posted a video about that. That was something that I had planned, because the car that I had been driving, I had the car since I was in high school, but the car, I think the whole car is just like defective. There's constant recalls going on. The car is 2012 and they're still calling out recalls on it now, almost 10 years later. One, I was still coming out of pocket for most of these repairs. Well, not most of them, all of these repairs, even though some of them were like things that were the manufacturer's fault, things that they're supposed to replace, especially when an item or something is under recall. That's usually how that goes. But I was coming out of pocket for everything, and literally every time I fixed something, something else went wrong. That car was stressing me out like no tomorrow. Like, imagine trying to get things done, trying to look for a job, trying to get yourself situated to be set up to move, and you cannot even move around because the car that you've literally put thousands and thousands of dollars into is not even guaranteed that it's gonna crank up and go when you need it to. So that's why my new car was a really big thing for me, and I am really proud of myself that I was able to get everything on my own in my name without having any co-signers or anything like that. If y'all would like me to make a separate video going into detail on how I set myself up financially to be able to do that, just let me know in the comments down below and I will do that. Right now, I am also currently looking at apartments because I want to move. Want is really an understatement. I need to move. I need to be in my own space. I need to be somewhere where I can control the environment. And if I feel like negativity is coming in, there's the door. I can do that when I'm in my own space. But when you're not, you can't really do that. You really just have to try your best to maintain mentally and do what you can. But I would rather be in a space where I can control the environment, where I control who's there, what goes in and out, the energy, the vibes, all of that, because that is very important. And when you are dealing with negativity on a daily basis, it does start to show. It does start to wear on you. Like, there's sometimes where like a whole freaking week will go by and I hadn't accomplished anything because I'm letting other people's negative words get into my mind. But that's not where I am now. That's not where I'm gonna be in 2021 or any more years to come. So I'm currently looking for a new place. It won't be my first time moving out, but it will be my first time moving out 100% on my own without like splitting any bills amongst anybody. It'll just be myself and Micah's. I'm currently working on my body care business. I'm in the process of getting my LLC. I've already got supplies and everything in the works, built my website, bought my domain. That's something that's been in the works since the end of 2020. So that's another thing that I just had to be able to work myself towards. So just being able to set myself up and look ahead in what I wanted to do in 2021 was definitely a smart thing and a very helpful thing to do back in 2020. What did I do to get to where I am now? I've had to definitely speak a lot of affirmations into myself. I've had to really get over myself. Like, it's so easy to pacify yourself and be like, woe is me. Well, I'm dealing with this. Well, I just got a divorce. Well, I don't have a car. I don't have a job. I don't have XYZ. Instead of looking at what I didn't have, I looked at what I wanted, because the only way I'm gonna get what I want is if I attract it and if I work for it. So that's exactly what I decided to do, and that's the direction that I have been going in, and I can definitely say that's the only reason why I have been getting the things done that I've been able to get done. And then also being able to look to certain people for guidance, because one, I'm not gonna ask anybody for advice if they're not anywhere that I want to be in life, or if they haven't gone through anything that I'm currently going through, then that's literally a waste of time. It's like taking my car to a hairdresser to get an oil change. Why would you do that? Also, I just have to start taking time for myself to reset. I know self-care is all the rage these days, but if you're not caring for yourself mentally along with the physicalities, then it really serves no purpose. But I had to learn how to care for myself properly and what I need to do to make myself feel like I'm being cared for. So if I get up and I want to feel good, I know that I need to make myself look good. I need to present myself in the light that I want people to see me in. So if I show up looking good, I show up feeling good, then they can already tell, like, she's good, she's feeling good mentally, she's there mentally, and we can see that by looking at her, the way she's carrying herself. So those are just things that I've had to work on. I did have to start back getting into books a little bit more, just to get myself back going mentally, getting myself motivated, because a lot of the times you don't really see success stories going on around you when you don't look to like a higher level. So like, I can't really look to anybody that I'm around for success stories because they don't have anything that I want. So in a lot of these books, like, or some of the books that I've been reading, I can be motivated by these things because it's kind of like people got it out the mud and now they have so much wealth and power and they are mentally and emotionally stable, and that's just something that I want for myself. So something that I did to push myself was I tried to get myself back on a schedule. I'm not gonna lie and say that I'm 100% there yet, because I'm not, but by setting up a schedule that helps me to manage my time wisely, knowing that I'm not squandering hours, wasting minutes on things that are serving me no purpose. So those could be like daily, weekly, and monthly things. So daily, I keep up with a planner, knowing, okay, I have these 5 things that I need to do today. Once I get those things done, okay, I can relax. Weekly, here's the bigger things that I need to sort out. Whatever day I can get it done, I'm gonna get it done. Monthly, kind of the same thing. So you just take the bigger things and break them down, or at least that's what I do. I just take the bigger things and break them down based on how I need to get them done and when I need to get them done, and I just do it. That's on the time side. So on the money side, the first thing I did, I had my budget broken down before I even got my first paycheck, because I'm like, okay, I know how much I make, I know what my monthly expenses are gonna be. I already have like rent and groceries and all these other things into my budget, even though I haven't even moved yet. But that's because I want to have myself set up and know that I am good to go whenever I do move. So financially, you really just have to keep up with your spendings. I do firmly believe in living below my means. I have not been spending money on miscellaneous things that I don't need. I haven't bought any clothes, shoes. Okay, well, I bought myself some shoes for my birthday, but I planned for that. I budgeted for that. I've been spending money on shoes, clothes, fast food, just a whole bunch of small things that add up in your budget. And when they do add up over time, they do end up being big. So I also just had to look and know, like, this is my goal, this is what I'm working towards. If I cannot control and maintain the finances that I have now, I will never be able to maintain and control bigger finances, because if I can't maintain what I have now, I'm not even going to be able to get there. Like, nobody just woke up and was a millionaire. They had to learn how to maintain and get to where they wanted to be. So that's the main mindset that I've been trying to maintain and trying to hold on in order to be able to push myself and to keep going. I have not 100% perfected those things yet, but just implementing those small daily habits that will over time work into like bigger, better habits, things that I won't even have to think of as a habit, because it will just be in my like muscle memory. Those are some of the things that I have been doing to keep myself pushing. I do see a lot of success coming for myself in the rest of 2021. And I mean that mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, everything, like in every aspect that I have been working on, that's every aspect that success is going to be coming in. And I've been working on that every aspect of my life. I mean, I've been working on friendships, relationships, finances, time management, just everything that I want to grow in, because I know I have to work on where I want to grow. So I do see a lot of success in those areas coming in for myself. There's a few like side goals that are just personal goals that I have for myself that don't have anything to do with relationship building. So like one goal that I have for myself, I want to grow my hair to waist length. What do I have to do to get there? I have to continue taking care of my hair, doing what I need to do, washing once a week, deep conditioning once a week, keeping my scalp oil, just everything that I know is going to keep my hair healthy and help to retain length. And there's a few other things that I do have that I want to accomplish for the rest of 2021. I'll just put like a little insert of my vision board that I made for myself. And this vision board, I literally look at it every single day. It's my screensaver on both of my computers at work. I printed it out in like a floating frame that I got from Target, and I just keep it in front of me because I know that it's easier to get these things once it's set in my mental that I already have it. So if I can look at it every day and in my mind it starts to become mine, then it's already mine before I've even gone and physically gotten it. Like I was kind of saying at the beginning of this video, the reason why I felt the need to be this transparent is because, like I said, I never really opened myself up when I first started my channel. And I know for myself personally, a lot of the YouTubers that I enjoy watching the most are the ones who are the most transparent, who have allowed us to see their transformations in life. And you kind of almost feel like you're on that journey with them. And I'm not saying like I'm only doing this because I want people to be like, oh my God, like I want to join her journey. But no, I just want people to be able to understand why I take everything so heavily, especially the things, like I said, that I have coming up for myself this year. And it's because I literally had to dig myself out of a mental and emotional hole from last year. Like imagine somebody dropping you in the bottom of a 20-foot well and pouring cooking oil up the sides of the walls. That is literally how I felt trying to get myself out of every situation that I got myself into last year. And it really wasn't situations that I just got myself into last year. There were decisions that I made leading up to last year, that last year everything just came to the forefront and I had to go ahead and deal with it, which I'm very grateful that I did have that experience, because I would not be able to have the things that I have now or be able to put the things in the works that I do have going for myself. So I just wanted to go ahead and sit down and talk to y'all and kind of just give y'all a little insight on where I'm coming from, as y'all witness where I'm going. So hopefully y'all enjoyed me just being myself and opening up to y'all. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. And thank y'all so much for tuning in. I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.